to tell you a story that's going to introduce maybe what you ended up doing, which is brilliant. I had another solution to this problem, and I'm going to explain what that is. We live in a software as a service environment now. In other words, it's a subscription model. In other words, you don't buy a product outright now. So even with Microsoft products, you don't buy, Microsoft Word, you buy a subscription to this Office suite. And you pay so much per month, or you can do it annually and it gets renewed. The thing that happens is these sort of, especially if you're a smaller company and don't have the governance, is that these subscription products just disappear and turn up on your credit card, and you sort of seem to forget about them. And I remember I was saying, I think I'm spending too much on subscription products. I don't even know what they are. And so what happened was my credit card came to the end of its time, as in it was going to be renewed for a new credit card. So in other words, it had to be renewed. And so consequently, my subscription software payments started bouncing. So I solved the problem of paying too much of subscription software by having my credit card expire, and I identified, so that was my solution. Yours was a technical solution. We're going to get that in a minute. But the reality was, I ended up, and I'm not a big company compared to some of the big companies you're targeting and saving a lot of money when we get into that, is that I identified I was spending about $2,000 a month on completely useless subscription as a service software that I didn't need anymore, had bought when I needed it, and of course, nothing's forever. So that was my solution to paying too much for, or paying for things I don't need. So tell us how you started Quolum, and how did you identify this software as a service subscription payment problem, which you do for big enterprises? How did you identify this?
Yep, and I'm going to just quick on what you just mentioned. That's a very easy and a good trick to get rid of your monthly payment. You cancel your card, and boom, you save like $2,000-3,000. Absolutely. But jokes apart, I think that's possible in small businesses when you have like one individual and probably 20-30 services to manage. But when you are a large company with 10, 20, 40, $50 million in revenue, a team of 50 to 100 and hundreds of services, if you cancel the card, guess what? Other people will start calling you, hey, why my HubSpot is down? It's not working.
That's right.
Have you run out of money? Why aren't we paying? All sorts of questions. So the story is very similar to how we started our previous company, Bitzer Mobile. I actually ran growth for a unicorn called Chargebee before starting Quolum, and my team was spending a lot of money on software. And when you are a fast-growing SaaS startup like Chargebee, and your team basically has unlimited expense account, hey, spend on marketing services, buy the tool that you want to buy, because you as a company are indexing for customer acquisition, you're indexing for growth. You don't watch your bottom line that hawkishly. But somebody else is, your finance department is, your CFO is. So the poor guys would come to my office, say, hey, Indus, can you forward me that invoice or the receipt for the $600 payment you just made? And I said, no, I didn't make the payment. Guess who made? Somebody from my team had access to my corporate card, and which I gave willingly, saying, hey, go buy this whenever you need it. And, we'll expense it or we will submit the receipts. But again, you get busy as a team. You don't know who bought it. And, where is the invoice? If you have a team of 20, is Hannah buying it? Is Jill buying it? Is Mary buying it? Who's buying it? You have no idea. So I think that was the genesis. And then when I talked to the finance person, they said, yeah, this is the problem. We use a spreadsheet to track, and then we kind of figure out. And many times we do not know what this product is, because one of the hidden things in your statement descriptor is the name of the company, which will be as obscure as ABC star blah. And your finance team is trying to decode, what is this tool? What does it do? And we thought, hey, this is a problem. We don't have enough companies who are friends of the buyer. If you look on the other side, you have hundreds of marketing tools, sales tools helping you sell more. What we found, there were zero tools helping you buy less or helping you buy thoughtfully or responsibly. And I left Chargebee and then started Quolum with a grander thesis of how can we be on the buyer side and help them manage, help them pay less, help them be responsible about software purchases. And that's how Quolum was born in 2019.